So Lil Nas X the other day, and man, I don't even like talking about this dude, but unfortunately, you got to address him and some of the antics that he's doing. So he was on the Breakfast Club the other day, and a lot of headlines are talking about him because what he said about children. Now, in the beginning, when he came out with that Old Town Road and he was performing for kids all over the place, you seen the videos, and he had a children's book and all kind of things, targeting children. Okay. But now you've seen his progression go from, this little gimmicky One Town Road situation that he was doing to twerking on the devil and doing videos that shouldn't even be on YouTube. That's just the crazy part. He can put up a video with a bunch of naked men on YouTube, but if we have some serious conversations about what he did and kind of go in on him, just having a conversation, not showing nobody naked or whatever, it can be removed or demonetized or whatever from YouTube. You understand? Let you know what the agenda is, even on this platform. But I want you to hear that video, just a short little clip from the Breakfast Club.
The pressure of, I see it all the time. Parents will be like, you have a responsibility because kids are watching. You hear that Cardi B had that same problem and Nicki had that same problem. Do you feel that same way? Like, raise your own kids?
I feel like I used to, but now it's just like, like f your kids. Not like f your kids.
That's exactly what you just said.
but like
you just gave them another headline, Montero. Okay, what agenda is that? The f your kids agenda?
It's like, that comment that he made about F your kids is indicative not only to him, but this current generation that has no respect for nobody. You understand what I'm saying? I just, based on my living, this current generation is very entitled. I think more entitled than I've ever seen black folks entitled in my life. And they don't have no home training, a lot of them. Some of them grew up without maybe the fathers around. A lot of times that happened as well. No fathers. Some of them didn't have no loving mothers either. And they just been raised like they've been in a while. Don't have no kind of home training or common sense. I grew up watching a lot of great artists. You never heard Michael Jackson, Prince, Luther Vandross, even Tupac, people like that. I mean, you never heard them saying F your kids because somebody talking about, a responsibility. They would even just address that. They'll say, I want to definitely be a role model, to the kids, or, I want to be like people like Tupac. I wanted to let people know what's real out here so these kids to know, nobody never said F your kids. And this guy, in my opinion, we know that he is an industry plant, that them white folks in the music industry using this Negro to push an agenda. He is. And he's with, and he, Smart, when he came on here, he talked about what? Them drinking urine and eating feces and all the different things that they do to them, probably going up their bussy and everything else so they can get this record deal. Trust me, Lil Nas X is everywhere. So you can imagine the filth that he did to get there. Let's call it what it is. You're not going to just come in, even Smart told you, and get all that notoriety and them folks behind you like that, and you didn't do a bunch of filth with them folks out there in Hollywood. So now he got this attitude. Now he can just like F it. All the antics, his PR team, everything that he has, it's just 1 minute he's saying F the kids, but he's targeting them at the same time. And then people want to get mad at Boosie when Boosie calls him out. Boosie is really the hero that nobody really asked for, but he is. And then people want to get at Boosie, trying to say all kind of things about him. Oh, he wrong. Oh, trying to call Boosie closeted and all kind, because he calling him out. Why somebody got to be closeted? Because he calling out the BS that he's doing and the example that he's setting. Listen, what other artists do in their community, that's their business. But black artists have never did these kind of things, the way they're doing it now. You know what I'm saying? And it is embarrassing to our community to see some crap like that. It sure is. You see now, I think, with the Emmy Awards and all these other shows, you got a bunch of black men running around here with dresses on and all that, but you don't see the white men and Hispanic men and Asian men running around. It's like this agenda. It ain't just Lil Nas X. It's an agenda, and if you know anything about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, she talked about the agenda to put a black man in a dress. And sure enough, this generation here is willing to do it. And it's sad. It's sad to see that. How you go from some of the strongest men ever to some of the most hardcore men ever, right? How you go from that, talking about thugging and all that, to putting on the dress? Like, how had the mighty have fallen? Ugh. So like I said, Lil Nas X is just a part of the problem. A part of the problem. But nobody should support him. Nobody should support him at all. I mean, like, for instance, when you say something like that, you didn't cross the line with decency already. Well, he wasn't decent from the beginning, but the little shred, the things that people don't really want to cross the line on, he just did that. So I said, I look at him no different than a Illuminati devil. That's all he is. And like I said, he ain't no brother of mine, especially, well, he wasn't no brother of mine before that, playing around with some devil somewhere. I mean, please. But if you had any little hope for that dude, I think this video should be the last bit if you wanted to support him. Of course, some of y'all will support him anyway, and that's fine. Some of y'all like devilment. That's cool. I just don't like devilment. Anybody that say something like that about kids. But leave me a comment. Let us think about this, Lil Devil X, because that's what he is. He's a devil. Anytime I see his stuff on YouTube, they try to put his music up, or they try to put anything with interviews with him, I just go ahead, click. I do not want that even recommended to me, because you can do that on YouTube. You can click the little 3 little thing on the side, hit don't recommend, and he won't not see it. This Breakfast Club interview was all over the place. Like, unfortunately, I was like, man, I said, this dude just needs to go away.